You
Man,
know,
I'm glad you asked this. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Well, the track was dirt right up until uh, we paved it and made it larger. We made a third mile asphalt. Now it's a half mile. But we
okay,
did that. We did that in I think mid late '80s, late '70s.
okay.
But I wanted to race. I knew I could do it. I drove trucks around there, water trucks and tractors, and never drove a car around there. But I knew I could do it just watching my uncle drive. So I came up with this crazy idea of every month my father would promote a powder puff derby where the women drove. And one of my cousin's boyfriends had a car, race car, Mike Casterline, and I said, "Hey, Mike, can I borrow your car this weekend?" "What are you gonna do?" You watch. I borrowed a wig. This is a true story. I borrowed a wig from my cousin because that back then we had short helmets. This
Right,
way back
right.
uh, in the '60s. So I entered the Powder Puff Derby so I could race, dressed up as a girl,
Wait a minute.
and I was lead.
Come on. Seriously,
I was,
was that your first race?
yeah, that's how bad I wanted to race. I cross dressed. I was leading the race. I swear, I was leading the race, and I'm thinking, I can't win this race. My father always went out and gave her a trophy to win her and a hug and a kiss. I said, I don't think that'd go over too good with my father. So I turned it off and coasted off. They didn't know that story that I'd done that until their 50th wedding anniversary. My brother Brett told that story, and even then, my mother shook her finger at me. "You shouldn't have done that, Jeffrey. You shouldn't have done that."
So Jeff, your first race was a powder puff race at your dad's track, and you were going to win the race, and you
Yeah,
couldn't win the race because your dad would have probably wore you out in front of the fans right there getting your trophy,
yeah,
and you didn't win the race on purpose,
you're right. Yeah, that's about the
and you were
only race I ever did that in.
cross dressing at the time just to be able to jump in the race car.
Hey, girls have really neat clothes and stuff. Really nice. So
I hear
we
you.
just
I
wear
hear
old
you.
t-shirts and stuff. We don't have anything fancy. The girls have good stuff. But yeah,
Man,
and that's a true story. And
wow, that's
the kid,
amazing.
my cousin and the kid that I bought a car from, they're married now, so they can back it up. And of course, Brett was
Absolutely.
there; he knew it, but nobody's told anyone until their 50th wedding anniversary. So that was pretty